Hi crafty friends, it's Dawnny P here. It's a very wet and miserable Friday, so staying in and crafting seems like a very good idea today. Just in time for the bank holiday, as always. Right, so today I've got some cards which I'm going to share with you, which I made using the new Tonic Studios colour trend, which is called Rustic Rose. This is so pretty. Soft, pretty colours, muted tones, absolutely gorgeous. And I've also done a step-by-step tutorial which is on the Tonic blog, and it's explaining how I made it's this card here, and I used a Bargello technique, which is to produce this sort of background. A card goes a long way when you do this technique, so you know it's what I call the Stashbuster. So this is what I use. This is a card I used. It's the Rustic Rose mixed card pack. These come in individual packs, or you can buy them in this handy 6x6 pack. There are 4 different cards. You've got your classic Craft Perfect in bubblegum pink. You've got a speciality, this beautiful pretty green card in sage roses, and it's got like an embossed floral pattern on it. It's really pretty. Then you've got this it's called Pink Frosting Glitter card when you want a little bit of sparkle. And then finally you've got Rose Gold Blossoms, which is a foiled craft card, which is I am so impressed with this. So all I did was I took one sheet each of those cards from that pack, and I literally cut them into different widths. And then I stuck them down onto a piece of card, and this is what it sort of looked like. So you've got a strip of green, a strip of your craft, a strip of the glitter, and so on and so on. Didn't think about it too much, just stuck it all down. Once it was stuck down and dry, I turned it round like that, and I cut strips that way, again, different widths. So now you've got these, you can sort of have a play around and you can change the pattern, do it randomly, or you can sort of stagger it. You've just got to have a little play with it and see what you come up with. But I think it's really nice. I used to use this years ago, and then I don't know why, I just didn't do it. But anyway, I like it. So that's that, and that's the basis. Let's just get those out of the way for this card here. So as I say, I did my background using that technique. I matted it onto some craft card, added a little bit of ribbon and a flower made with, it's the Perfect Petunia die set. What I tried to do is not use too many dies to put these samples together, because it's annoying when you think, I like that card, but I haven't got that die or such and such. I think any sentiment would work on this. It doesn't have to necessarily be that, but I do like the font on these. The same with, you can actually cut, if you haven't got the square or rectangular die, you can use your scissors or your trimmer. And any flower would work there. It doesn't have to be this set, any of your Tonic flowers, and we've got some very pretty ones. So that's all I did. Did my background, matted it onto some craft, wrapped a bit of ribbon round, stuck it down onto my card base using dimensionals, made me a little flower. That's a rolled rose in the middle, which I cut out of a scrap of paper I had from the Rustic Rose double-sided paper set. Oh, I just love these papers. So that's that one. I put the rolled rose in the middle, by the way, as you can probably see. Let's move that out of the way. Right, next we'll do this one. So this is the same Bargello technique, but I used inch-wide strips, and I just cut that one off slightly short. And I wasn't really I didn't overthink how I was going to do this. It's quite a random pattern, that one. So you just got to have a little play, really. Did a bit of paper piecing with that lovely Sage Roses speciality card. And then I added some, which Nouveau drops did I use on that one? It was Heritage Rose, the crystal drops. Can you see that pattern? It's just, if it's picking it up, it's lovely. So this bit that I chopped off there at the end, I thought, well, I'm not going to chuck it. and I made this card with it. So that's just basically that book, that sort of panel there. The rest of it is just squares. Say any of your nesting squares or layering squares would do. Just in the 3 colours, well, sorry, the 2 colours, I beg your pardon, and some white here. And then this is done in the same way as I've just explained over the Bargello. Another rolled rose and the same perfect petunia die. It's quite nice. And on there I've used peach sorbet jewel drops. It's just to break that white up, really subtle. So that's that one. Now my next one is something I don't use acetate very often, but I thought I'll make, rather than, sorry, let me start that again. Rather than chopping and changing these strips, I just glued inch strips down onto a piece of, I think it was, I don't know, 5-inch square, something like that. And then I cut out the centre bit. So I ended up with like a stripy frame. I used the same die to cut an aperture out of my card base and then just stuck a bit of acetate in there. Used a sentiment die and these beautiful Enchanted Elixir Dream Drops. Aren't they pretty? Lovely colours. And some of the glitter. Which glitter did I use on this one? It was Shimmering Sunset in the middle of these little flowers. So this piece that I took out, obviously, again, I wasn't going to chuck it. And I made this card with it. So this has come out of there, if you like. And I just made a white frame, matted it onto a piece of the foiled craft card there, and used the same to cut out the sentiment. I really like how this looks. See, I think you can't really see the pattern on this, but what it does, it looks metallic when you cut it out with, you know, something that's quite delicate and thin. And I really like the effect that made. That's that one. And then finally, we had a little mixed media dabble. So what I use for this one is the glacier paste, which is called, what's it called? Frosted Petal. Then I used some mint tea embellishment mousse, and I used it was the stone drops I think I used on that. It's the rosebud pink stone drops. Basically, I have done a video for this, but all you do is get your palette knife and just slap it onto the card randomly. Get another piece of card and squish it together like that and pull them apart, like when you're doing those ink blot pictures when you were a kid. And you end up with, oh, it's so nice, lovely texture. Let's see if I can find one with the texture that I haven't done anything with, because I have got it here somewhere. Somewhere, she says. Here it is. So this is the sort of mirror image of that, if you like, and you can see it now in all its glory without anything on it. Beautiful. So you've got your sheen off your glacier paste, you've got the matte effect from your mousse, and then you've got all the rich colours from the Nouveau drops coming in. I love it. So I'm going to do something with that. Haven't decided what yet. Move those out of the way. And then all I did was I cut some leaves and I used the mint tea mousse to colour them. So now I know they're going to match my background perfectly. That was just the sentiment I've just cut several times from craft card and laid it up so it looks like chipboard, I suppose. The perfect petunia flower is cut from the frosted pink glitter card. A little bit of string in there, and in the middle here I've added it was a really good splodge of the Enchanted Elixir Dream Drops. It dries, it's just so pretty when it's dry. Had to do it again because I stuck my finger in it, so yeah, it's just not as smooth as it might be, but that's because I've had my mitts on it. And then I've just added a few sequins just to give it a little bit of blinginess, if there is such a word. So that's all my cards that I've made using this colour trend, and I hope it's give you some ideas and that you've enjoyed looking at these samples. Thanks very much for stopping by, and I hope to see you again soon. Take care. Bye.